Yep, we are back indeed. That was some crazy timing. The second I point out the fact that I got the alert on my YouTube studio, we get taken down. That's what we in the business call bad aim. Bad aim. Or maybe good aim. Maybe my aim is so good that I was able to predict it right before it happened. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Everything good? I think everything's good. This is on live chat, okay. We're back indeed, we are back indeed. Oh god, you clipped it. That means it must be good. Give it a second to buffer, of course. Okay, there we go. What the fuck? Why is it? Yo. Just make me do this. I tapped there we go. YouTube Studio, and I got one of these. We got one of these. That means the stream's probably gonna get taken down in a minute. That's crazy. That is crazy. That timing is unfortunate. Unfortunate. Anyway, we continue with the album. Yeah, shout out YouTube Studio for just, you know, letting me know what was about to happen, you know? They give me a heads up, they're like, hey, your stream's about to get nuked. Gives me time to prepare. When can you next edit a video? When you're done with the one you're working on now. I've got like a spot on my arm and it kind of hurts. It's not fun. So see, good mod right there. That's no lashings for you. Millions. This song kind of dragged for me. I'm gonna be honest. I was kind of interested in the first half, but by the time it got to the halfway point, it felt like the song should be wrapping up. I was like, wait, we're only halfway into this? And then you got the rest of the song, and I just don't give a shit about the rest of it, to be honest. It's like, it's just kind of tedious. I kind of lost any sense of care by the time we got to around here. And then the rest of it, I was just like, I was paying attention, but I was finding it very fucking difficult to. 5. Not even a 5. It's like a, yeah, 5. I was about to say it's like a solid 4, but I don't think it's worse than Helicopter, so it gets like a low 5 for me. It's just boring. Track 10. We are almost done with the mainline album tracks. We are almost done. We're down to the final... Wait, hold on. No, that was track 8. Wait. That was song 8. No, wait. That should be 5. Where did I get a 9 from? Okay, no, we're on track 9, not track 10. Oh, it was me switching scenes. It was my 9 button. And it just typed it in there. Oh, you have to use underscores, not dashes. Underscore. Underscore, underscore. Or can I use dashes? Enter Morse code to convert. Cleanup. Why does it not work? Chivo, the Morse code you put must be faulty. It cannot translate it. Next track, that is the way. It doesn't work for me. Yeah, I tried a couple Morse code translators. These first two just didn't work. And I tried this one and it worked. How about that? No. Language annoys me the most. I don't really get annoyed by other languages. I find most other languages fascinating because I'm like, huh, you communicate in a different way to me. Yeah. I'll say French because French. There we go. American, yeah, I hate the way the Americans have butchered our dialect. There we go. What the hell is going on here? These wires have gotten like proper tangled up. I don't, okay. Interesting. Okay, that song was fine. A nice little 2 minute, oh, just under 3 minute, I guess. Little almost interlude piece, it felt like. It had its catchy moments. I kind of like what the drums were doing. They had some interesting stuff going on there. But besides that, that track just didn't have much that really stood out to me. It's nothing I'd really find myself coming back to. And when listening to the album front to back, it could potentially be a skip for me. So for that reason, it gets a high 6. Still in the green. Still has plenty of admirable qualities. But just not the most interesting song. Felt like they could have done a little bit more with that one. It is the other way around. The American accent developed because, like, obviously people from other countries were moving to America, and then there was still also native people there, so it was sort of people growing up hearing those accents and all of them sort of merging into the American accent. Or, well, the different American accents, you know, as a whole. No, the English accent did come first. White man standing in the big bed, telling us a simple test to shoot him in the abdomen. She's not interested in that. She's not interested in that. She had 6 months singing in the sauna. Outside. This album ruined the flow. She has 11 lines laughing at her legs side. So she can't hear what's going on. She can't hear what's going on in the outside. Oh, that sounds alright. Did I play that demo at the end? Yeah. Mind you, The Clash? See, that's what I was saying about the last album. Yeah, I can play that demo. See, JC, I'm going to say the thing I've said every time. You make it more and more difficult to defend the choice to have you as a moderator. Every time. Because you just come out with the most outrageous stuff. 18, I think. You're a couple months older than me, aren't you, JC? See, now this one, for being a song under 3 minutes, I like a little bit more. 19? I thought you were still 18. Huh. You enjoyed the album? I'm liking the album too. It's a bit of a mixed bag, but it's fun. I like that one a lot. That one was just very high energy. It was massive, it was bombastic, it was fast, and I think that 2 minutes and 40 is kind of the perfect length for that song, considering how much of it just crank up in the pacing and the energy that is. Yeah, it's a fun track. I don't know, not like the most to talk about with that one, but I don't know, I find it to be one of the most memorable on the album up to this point, and probably one I'm going to come back to the most. Up next, we have Scissor Man. Life is going to end at 20, downhill from there. I've got less than 2 years left, huh? That's bad aim. After 20, you start getting injuries. I've not had that many injuries throughout my life, you know. So I'm hoping it continues that way. I've enjoyed keeping my body intact. I get sick a lot. That's my trade-off. Is I get ill so easily and so often. Never broken a bone? I'm not sure if I actually broke my pinky toe, my right pinky toe. But one time, what exactly happened? I was, God, I would have been like 13, 14 maybe. And You know, I was chilling. My younger cousin was around where I was at, and I was just kind of like, you know, playing about with him for a bit. And I was like chasing him, right? You know, and I ran and I hit my pinky toe on the open door. Bear in mind, I was running. I was sprinting after that little shit. And my foot, it's like my pinky, it goes like that and it bends backwards like that. If that makes sense. Because of the way I'd lifted my foot, it was kind of an upward angle, so it bent backwards. And I think I broke it. Because I couldn't walk properly. I couldn't run. I couldn't really stand up properly for ages. Like, it was so long. I don't even remember how long it was, but that shit hurt constantly. So I think I broke it, but it's possible that I didn't. Yeah, I would recommend not slamming your foot into a door. I'm trying to think what other, like, injuries I've had. Not really had many. It's mostly just me, like, falling over as a child and, like, bruising myself, you know? One thing I do remember, I didn't learn how to ride a bike until I was like 11. I learned to ride a bike really late. And I remember when the first time I learned it, I was like with my friends and I just like got on the bike and I sort of like figured it out. I was just riding around on my friend's bike for a bit, getting used to it. And I started speeding up. And for some reason, I didn't brake. I tried stopping with my feet. I didn't stop myself in time. I hit a curb and went over the front of the bike. That was fun. Jesus. And a telling damn. Yeah, JC. I know what double jointed is. My brother's double jointed. Yeah. It's where you can bend yourself, you know, backwards a little bit. You know, most arms bend like this, but then you can bend it like that way a little bit. I'm not double jointed, but my brother is. You do like the weird shit with your fingers. They're double jointed too. Nice. Hey. Thought double jointed was chain smoking, but for weed. Okay. Scissor Man. A fun, kind of like just out there, kind of. That song feels kind of gross in a fun way, if that makes sense. You know, it kind of feels like, oh man, this song's it's just like weird as fuck. It's kind of disgusting, but I kind of like it. Okay. It's not the type of song I'd come back to. I think it's pretty poorly paced, but the actual like instrumental elements of this track and just how fucking odd the vocal performance is, kind of charming. Gets a low 7 for me. Track 12, Complicated Game, final song of the actual track list of the album. Last one, yeah, before we get to 3 bonus songs. I've never had surgery, you saying that reminded me. I've never had surgery for this, but you know how everyone's chest kind of dips in the middle? Mine dips in too much. My chest goes like right in. And I remember when I was younger, I had to get it like checked out. it's still, to this day, it's not like gotten any better. My chest has a really big dip in it in the middle. It's like with most people, you can, if you like run your handle on your chest, you can feel it like going a little bit. Mine actually like goes in. It's called pigeon chest. I didn't know I had a name. Yeah, it's never caused any problems or anything like that. It's just, you know. He deleted it. No, I saw what he said. And I had to tie his lace a month ago. His shoelaces a month ago. That's bad aim, JC. No need. You just don't need it. Oh really? I've never seen that film, but I've seen like I saw the trailer for it when it came out. The film was weird as hell. Oh yeah. My teeth look alright, do they? My top teeth are messed up. My bottom teeth are fine. It's my top teeth that are messed up. But you don't get to see those very often. Because of the angle of the camera and the way I talk. Well, it's more like the right side of my top teeth. Most of my teeth are fine. It's just I got two teeth. These two. This one's pushed really far back, and this one's pushed forward a little bit. So they're out of line with everything else. But besides that, the rest of my teeth are kind of alright. A little bit, yeah. A little bit messy. Yeah. Not terrible. Yeah, probably. I think it's free here until 18, so I missed the mark on that. That's bad aim. A fittingly odd way to close the album. What, 10 seconds of silence at the end? Or is something gonna... "10 seconds of silence at the end." A fittingly strange way to close the album off. That song was very solid though. I actually quite like that one. Yeah, I'm liking the thing that stood out to me the most was the part of the song where he was talking about well, it sort of has the repeated mantra of things being on the left and things being on the right, and it doesn't really matter. I like that the voting part. A little boy asked me, should he put his vote up on the left Yes, should he put his vote up on the right? I say it doesn't really matter where you put your vote, 'cause someone else will come along and move it. I don't know. It's just that little part of the track which sort of stood out to me the most. And I thought, like, for the most part, this song is actually pretty, like, effective in just how, like, again, eerie and just fucked up it sounds. Like the rest of the album, but I feel like this is just one of the better examples of it. Like, you get to the end there and it's just repeating parts of a sentence over and over and over again, sort of like bashing it into your head until it eventually just fades out at the end. And I think that was very effective. It actually did a pretty good job of wrapping things up, and I thought that this album ended on one of its stronger notes. 8.7. That is it for the main album songs. We still have 3 bonus tracks to listen to. But yeah, in terms of the actual album itself, that is it. I am going to... I'll do a bit of yapping first. This album is solid, but it's a very mixed bag. There are some songs on here that I think are very effectively weird, that do genuinely interesting things in terms of their lyrical content, in terms of their just how strange and out there the instrumental ideas are, how just awkward in the best way the performances are. I mean, like, again, let you edit them. Again, I need you guys to, when you edit a video for me, I am not hiring you to do it. I will only make you edit a video if you offer, and I have to stress that I cannot pay you for your work. I don't have the funds for that. But if you want to edit the video, feel free. Again, this album just feels very awkward in all the in a good way. For the most part, in a good way. On all of the best songs, it feels like awkwardness for the sake of creating something that feels very tense and very eerie to listen to. But then you have the songs that don't work as well, that feel like the awkwardness and the silliness is just pushed a bit too far, and it sort of loses any sense of meaning and kind of just becomes, hey, look at how quirky these songs are, you know? Particularly a track like Helicopter, where it just kind of loses me entirely. I think that the pacing of this album's pretty bad as well. And the track-to-track flow is just terrible. These songs being in the order they are doesn't make any sense. None of these songs felt like they really fit together all that well, besides maybe a handful of moments. Like, for example, making plans for Nigel into Helicopter, that doesn't make sense. Despite the fact that I really like Making Plans for Nigel, like, Helicopter is a terrible follow-up to that song. And you kind of get that all the way throughout this, like, Reel by Reel into Millions as well. Just the pacing and the track placement is so all over the place. And it felt like any song could have closed this. Complicated Game being the closer doesn't even feel like it's a definitive closing statement. It kind of feels like there are a couple tracks on here that could have finished off this album and they would have made just as much sense as it. So yeah, I feel like the album loses itself in its flow and its track placement, but besides that, it is a very solid listen overall. Yeah, 73. Sounds about right. 7.3. It's a good album, but a very, very mixed bag. I should collab with Three Idiots Talking. They're a music reaction channel as well. I've heard of them. Three Idiots Talking. I got one of their videos recommended to me. Which one was it? $300 sub video 3 months ago, and now they're at 9. Holy shit, they're growing faster than me. Chat, I might be cooked. Yeah, I got one of their videos recommended to me. I don't remember which one it was. I don't remember if I watched it. I don't think I did. It's 3 versus 1, yeah. Most aggressive type. I've just got a loud keyboard. Leave me alone. Oh, I've already used the word however. I could introduce them to swans. Yeah. Listen, if they end up wanting to make a video with me, sure. But I don't know. That again, that entirely depends on them wanting to make a video with me. I'd be down for it. Absolutely. I need more collaborations, you know? Like me and B need to get this video filmed, these videos filmed. Yeah, exactly. You gotta, don't do that. Don't harass them. You know, leave them be. Leave them be. If a collaboration comes, I will welcome it with open arms. But if not, you know, that's fine as well. Either way, it's cool. And it's you know, it's cool to see him putting out, you know, content that's getting, you know, solid views. You know, it's like my channel. Some of them flop, and some of them are Highway 61. Except they're growing a bit quicker than me because a video, they had 300 subs 3 months ago, and now they have 900, and they're coming up on 1K. Okay, that is faster growth than me, and it makes me jealous. Anyway, that is it for the main album. We are now moving on to bonus tracks. Clearly they're just better. That's not difficult. That's very much not a difficult task, being better at this than me. Alright. Life Begins at the Hop. Competition is good though. Yeah, it is nice to see like other people doing stuff, you know, around my size. Listen to every album in the world. Only one of them that really has an interest in music. Damn. Rolling Stones top 500 albums. It's making me load. It starts you at like the bottom of the list, like the top 20, then you have to load backwards. What the fuck? This is like the worst website design ever. Look at this. You get 50 at a time and you have to click load previous. This is atrocious. What's number one? I have to click load more to... Oh my god. That doesn't even work. This low? Okay. Better than in Rainbows? Looks like I've got a genius idea. I only care about like what's in number one. Okay, fair enough. Like a high, no, that album's big one of these. Justice for Pet Sounds. It made it into like the top 5. Is this number 2? I need Justice for OK Computer. The closest thing we get to OK Computer top 10 is Kid A top 20. Where does OK Computer land? '42. Let's see what albums are better than OK Computer. Let It Bleed by the Rolling Stones. No. This album's good, but no. Another great album, but better than OK Computer? No. Dylan, Dr. Dre, Michael Jackson, above Radiohead? No. No. A good album, but no. Okay. No. Listen. It's not even just the fact that it's my favorite album. If we're talking like cultural relevance, how much it's stuck in discussion, if we're talking how influential an album is, if we're talking how widely beloved it is, OK Computer outside of the top 20. Okay. Oh, Apple's top 100 list is atrocious. Like, underappreciation for so many genres on there, particularly metal. There's one metal album, and it's Master of Puppets. Or did they have Sabbath on there as well? I don't remember. Rubber Soul is more influential than OK Computer. Just because it's a Beatles album? I don't think so. If we're talking influential Beatles albums, we're thinking Sgt. Pepper's Revolver and Abbey Road. Rubber Soul isn't really the influence album. Rubber Soul is just a solid release. If we're talking actually like top influential Beatles albums, Sgt. Pepper's Revolver, Abbey Road. Rubber Soul isn't really up there. You can't name one band influenced by Radiohead? The Killers. Coldplay. Muse. That like fucking every single indie band from the 2000s and the 2010s. Everyone was jumping on the Radiohead hype train. OK Computer is responsible for so much dog shit music, but it's like the best album ever. Anyway, Life Begins at the Hop. Okay. The song's kind of forgettable. It's like, it's catchy enough, it's bouncy enough, it's fun enough, but it just doesn't really feel like it provides anything more than that. And for that reason, I don't really see myself wanting to come back to it. Up next we have Chain of Command. You hate that song? Yeah, I know. And the reason those bands are mid is because they just all they did was jump on the Radiohead train. They were like, "Oh, OK Computer's good. Let's do that. The Benz is good. Let's do that." And then eventually you get Hail to the Thief and In Rainbows, and they're like, "Let's do that." Radiohead is a critic's favorite band, not a musician's. Every musician I know loves Radiohead. I'm a musician and I love Radiohead. Okay? Will Radiohead be remembered in 50 plus years? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think to say that they won't is kind of ridiculous. Think about how, talked about they still are. Think about how talked about OK Computer is, how talked about Kid A is. In Rainbows is a more recent album, but there's a case for that as well. Creep will only be remembered... Creep isn't even talked about on the same level as OK Computer or Kid A. These takes in the chat, I disagree. All TikTok people, yeah. If I ask a random 20-year-old on the street in 20 years who radio... Which is it? Is it 20 years or 50 years? Because either way, probably, yeah. ...20-year-old in 50 years? So when you think about albums from like the 60s and 70s that changed the game, you know, your Abbey Roads, your Pet Sounds, you know, your Black Sabbath's like self-titled album, you know, albums like that. If I think of what those are from the 90s, OK Computer's in there with Nevermind, in there with an Illmatic, in there with an album like Low End Theory. Albums that literally changed the game. It's like... To say that it won't be remembered, it's like the old people that were like, oh, no one's going to care about the Beatles in 60 years, in 50 years. It's just the same thing being applied now. People are going to still talk about Nirvana. People are still going to talk about Radiohead. People are still going to be talking about artists like Nas. They would do things other people did but got bigger. The album has its influences, sure, but in terms of rock music, OK Computer... OK Computer, again, literally was like the blueprint for all of the indie rock going into the 2000s. People were like, I want to do that. Because it was like the biggest fucking thing ever. How to anger human reviews in a few comments. Listen, you lot are pissing me off. I'm hearing the dumbest takes ever. That previous song was a high 7. Solid to high 7. 7.6. Very fun one. Like how fast-paced it is. I don't know. These bonus tracks are just kind of whatever. Like, I'm enjoying them, but... You know. Limelight. Final song. I got to review the Lars. I couldn't disagree more. They released their debut and split up, that sucks. Okay, solid way to close. It feels a bit basic of a way to, I guess, end off these bonus tracks, but I don't know, it's okay. I still think it's a solid track. It's fun. You know? Again, I like how high energy these final tracks are, I guess. That's, I get the biggest positive I can give these is that they're a very energetic way to sort of end off the expanded experience of this album. Were I to add these to the score... let's see here. Yep, 72. So it'd bring down the score a tiny bit, but not by too much. Anthony Fantano is more influential than Radiohead. Okay. Okay, buddy. Rage bait. Listen. And I'm not even going to sit here and pretend like all my favorite bands are going to be remembered, okay? Swans, people don't give a shit about Swans now. And they're like still operating, you know? No one cares. Besides like chronically online people. System of a Down, popular band. They're not going to be talked about in 50 years. You know, Tool. People don't give a shit about Tool now. You know? I don't know, Radiohead are like some... They're a special band, okay? When people try and replicate you on that level, and you have that much influence over the music space, that's how you get remembered, you know? That's why people still talk about the Beatles. My favorite albums are all Fantano core. And? Listen, the reason I like Fantano, and the reason I align with Fantano so much, is because we have similar tastes. You know? I mean, there are plenty of people who I watch who have different tastes to me, but I like Fantano a lot because he's a good gauge for what I'm gonna like, because me and him tend to like the same things. Special How? I'm done falling for the rage bait. I'm done falling for the rage bait. I'm done. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the final break of the stream. Okay, I need to get some fresh air after listening to the utter bollocks that you people are spewing. Thank you, DHD Blink, for sending in that album. It was a good album. 7 out of 10. Pretty good. L Break. Maybe if you guys weren't being so dense and making my brain hurt, I wouldn't have to go and get some fresh air, but I do. You know what? I'm going to make some tea as well. L Break, though? Maybe. Possibly. Definitely not this stream, but, you know, maybe someday in the future. Chat isn't dense. I rest my case. Speaking of dense, this is a pretty dense song that we landed on here. Symbolic by Death. You guys fuck with Death? Huh? I fuck with Death. See, now this is a band that no one's going to be talking about in 50 years, but they're so good. So good. One of the best metal bands. One of the best metal bands, to be honest. I'll be right back. Why can you guys not see... Hold on a sec, I'm trying to fix this fucking scene, give me a sec.
I don't mean to dwell, but I can't help myself when I feel the vibe. And they see memory of a time in life when years seem to stand still. I close my eyes and think within myself. Relive the gift of precious memories. The night. Will they miss gold in the sun? When did it begin? The change to come was undetectable. The open wounds expose the importance of our innocence. I could never be born or sold.
You know, chat, I've been talking a bit recently on stream about, like, cutting back a little bit on the amount that I stream, because, you know, I do 3 streams a week, and then most other days is me doing other stuff involving videos. I think I'm going to implement that this week. You know, there's just going to be certain weeks where I don't do 3 streams. Because for as much as I really like doing this, I kind of realized recently that I'm never not doing this. You know? There is never a period. I think it was the week where I was sick, where I was like, I just couldn't do this. Where I was just kind of like, huh, it's kind of nice to not be. It's not burnout. Trust me, it's not burnout. I still have so much fun. Every time I sit down to stream, even if I start off the stream being like, I can't be bothered, by the end of it, I'm having a great time. And I do have a great time every single time, without exception. But with how much stuff I have going on, and I've kind of realized recently that I don't interact with people. It's kind of hit me that, like, I don't go outside anymore. I don't, like, talk to people. Streams are probably too long. It's not the length of the streams. 7 hours is pretty long. I like to treat it like a work day, you know? 7 hours. That would be like a work day, you know? So, yeah. Some weeks you're still going to get 3 streams, but it's just others you won't. You'll get 2. So that I can just have, instead of, you know, having every day be streaming, editing, rinse and repeat, you know, I can have certain days where I am just going outside or, you know, actually completing some shit that I've been procrastinating on, like beating a fucking second God of War game that I have been on for over a year that I just haven't had the time to play, you know? So yeah, streams are going to be cut back on a little bit, you know? Probably going to be more of a focus on shorts as well, as opposed to edited videos. Of course, you know, there's going to be the videos that Chivo edits, but in terms of the videos that I make, they're probably going to stay at about the same rate that they are now, and it's going to be a lot more short form stuff because it's easy to make. It gets good views. Go outside, play God. No. God of War in addition to going outside. Like, I woke up this morning. Well, this morning I woke up at like midday today. It was really bad. I woke up, I looked outside, and I was like, damn. It's really nice outside today. I wish I could go for a walk, but I've got too much stuff to do, then I've got to stream. You know? I have spent a nice sunny day in this chair. And it just kind of hit me. I was like, you know what? I need to lock in and I need to go outside some more. And I need to get a job. That's another big thing. Stream outside and move the setup outside. Is the person who sent this in here? I'm not IRL streaming. Beethoven's Ninth Symphony? Yeah. That'd be fucking fire. Yeah. Read the Radiohead comments? No. The rage bait will not work on me. So, chat, basically what I'm saying is, don't expect any stream on Friday this week. And then next week there won't be a stream Friday either, because I'm gonna be somewhere else, you know? Like I said earlier, going on a little trip. It isn't rage bait. It's the most blatant rage bait ever. Here, I'll read them.
Я не знаю, що маю тут від всіх вас. Бо ті, що мають все, то вже давно забили на нас.
Yeah, no. Just no.
Кожне рано бачу там я. Ще трохи і прийде вже той час, де мене
I disagree really strongly.
Скажи, то все і не питай. О, скажи мені, то
Listen.
все і не питай.
Typical Radiohead fan reaction. You could say that if I said any band is influential. I could say that any band that I enjoy is influential, and you'd be like, oh, it's just bias, it's just bias, oh, it's just this, it's just that. Listen, I don't worship them like gods, you know? I acknowledge the fact that they have a pretty flawed discography if you look at it, like The King of Limbs. Like, I'm favorable towards the album, but, like, come on, this thing is such a step down. Pablo Honey, one of the most... This album's boring as fuck. Even on, like, the actual album, Hail to the Thief's a mixed bag, Amnesiac's a mixed bag. A Moon-Shaped Pool, one of the most disappointing inclusions of a song ever right here. You know? I acknowledge that they aren't the greatest band of all time. I don't even think, like, OK Computer is the objective greatest album of all time or anything like that. But to say that their influence is small? No. Definitely not. I feel like that's such a reductive view of the band. And it's you're not taking a lot of things into account there. Again, they literally paved the way for indie music going into the 2000s. Now, not even just indie music, lots of rock music going into the 2000s. Of course you had other trends rising at the time, like new metal and pop punk, but in terms of alt-rock and just rock music as a wider scope thing, OK Computer and Kid A back-to-back, that's insane. That is insane. In terms of influence. Yeah, Nirvana are influential as well. They're part of the argument I made earlier. Bands like Nirvana are going to be remembered going down the line. Because again, they changed everything like that. Nirvana burst onto the scene and hair metal dies. All of that hair metal, glam metal stuff, dead. Grunge is now in. And then Radiohead came in, and grunge died. You know? You gotta sort of think about the way that rock sort of progressed. You know? You had hair metal, then Nirvana comes in and hair metal stops and now it's grunge. Then Radiohead comes in, grunge is sort of removed from the limelight, and then you have more art rock. You know, that sort of seeps into the indie world that sort of becomes the mainstay in rock music, alongside pop punk and nu metal. Radiohead isn't the biggest marketing item. That's changed recently. They've grown in popularity a lot recently. Black Sabbath is the most influential band to exist? No. Listen, Sabbath, in terms of metal, there's an argument to be made, but the most influential band ever? No. People actually listen to them. There's an element of just famous for being famous, but people actually listen to them. So did Nirvana. Well, Nirvana didn't create grunge, but Nirvana sort of planted the flag of grunge, you know? The Beatles created metal. No, they didn't. Yeah, they invented blues rock. Yeah. According to Beatles fans, the Beatles invented everything. Nah, but JC, Ringo played a drum beat one time, so now the Beatles invented it. Ringo played a basic 2 and 4 beat, and then, you know, he invented hip-hop. Look, the Beatles are influential, but invented hip-hop? That is genuinely an offensive take. That diminishes the history of that genre down to, but the Beatles did it first. The Beatles did it first, you know. But, you know, Ringo played this beat on this one song and he invented hip-hop. That is such a dog shit take. Nothing pisses me off more than when I hear people say that and genuinely mean it. Anyway, this train song, it's got a nice like spooky atmosphere, but you know, besides that, I didn't really find much that I really got out of this song. It was enjoyable, I guess, but I don't really, I don't know. I just found the song to be a little uninteresting outside of that. You know, it kind of feels like it relies on its atmosphere a little bit and then doesn't really do much outside of that in terms of like progressing in all that interesting a way or providing any ideas that really stick out to me. I'd give it like a 5, I think. It's not bad necessarily, it's just not the most interesting thing on the planet. Popularized some drum breaks, there you go. Invented hip-hop is the greatest stretch that has ever been stretched. I think I remember who sent this in. I think. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
My heart's a stereo, it beats for you, so listen close. Hear my thoughts in every note. Make me your radio.
See, now that is what I'm talking about.
Turn it up a little bit.
Oh no, I knew you were still here.
Right there.
I just couldn't remember if it was you or not.
If I was just another dusty record on the shelf, would you blow me off and play me like everybody else? If I asked you to scratch my back, could you manage that? Like if we had chicken travy, I can handle that. Furthermore, I apologize for any skipping tracks. It's just the last girl that played me left a couple cracks. I used to, now I'm over that. Cause holding grudges over love is ancient artifacts. If I could only find a note to make you understand, I sing it softly in your ear and grab you by the hands. Keep me stuck inside your head like your favorite tune. And know my heart's a stereo, the only place for you.
The Beatles invented Indian music. There you go.
Heart's a stereo, it beats for you, so listen
It
close.
is.
Hear my thoughts in every note.
They're an influential band, but I wouldn't say. Actually,
Me up when you feel low. This melody was meant for you.
they have more of an impact than you'd expect, but I wouldn't say Pixies are one of like the most influential bands ever.
Sing along to my stereo. So sing along to my stereo.
Let's go. If I was an old school 50-pound boombox, would you hold me on your shoulder wherever you walk? Would you turn my volume up in front of the cops and crank it higher every time they told you to stop? And all I ask is that you don't get mad at me when you have to purchase Mad D batteries. Appreciate every mixtape your friends make. You never know because
Is there a Radiohead influence by Pixies?
I think I finally found a note to make.
Yeah, but everything is influenced by something else. The Beatles had pretty obvious influences from a lot of 40s and 50s music. So just saying, oh, but this was influenced by something, meaning it is less influential than it? No. Definitely.
If you can hit it, sing along and take me by the hands. Keep me stuck inside your head like your favorite tune. You know my heart's a stereo, the only place for you.
Caveman chant music is most influential. Yeah. Yeah, JC. Influenced bands before them. No, by that, if we're using that logic of something coming before means more influential than, I could say Swans are more influential than Nirvana because Kurt Cobain was influenced by early Swans. He specifically stated that, you know? See how the logic sort of starts to fail there? Joy Division are definitely an influential band, but most in the world? Exactly, I didn't say, I said it was an illogical take. Because I think just the logic of something coming first meaning it's more influential than, it just doesn't work. It's like pretty obviously an illogical take. Yeah, that song sucks. Holy shit, Gym Class Heroes, you know, not my cup of tea on top of Adam Levine, who is double not my cup of tea. Yeah. So, song's just annoying. It's not the worst thing on the planet, it's just a bit irritating. I'm feeling a 3 on that track. Opeth. Supposed to send this Opeth here? Gamer Show is here. It's 11.5 minutes. Cultural relevance? What do you mean? There has to be a... No. Different bands have different influences for different reasons. The Beatles and Bob Dylan are influential for very different reasons. Radiohead and Nirvana are influential for very different reasons. Sabbath, let's go same genre. Sabbath and Metallica are influential for very different reasons. I feel like to say there has to be a single most influential thing, no. It's like saying there's a single best band of all time. You know, there's just not. It's too broad. There's too much to pinpoint and pick out for that to be a definitive pick. And there are plenty of bands that have influenced culture. Think about early punk bands, they heavily influenced culture. Early metal bands heavily influenced culture. Early jazz, moving into like rock and roll stuff like, Elvis and stuff like that. You know? There are an endless list of artists that we can say influence culture. Correct, but not as much. I mean, early rock and roll? Beatles changed segregation laws in America. That's kind of based. Okay. The Beatles are bigger than Jesus. Yeah. Most influential hip-hop artists? That's impossible to determine. Again, it's too broad. It's too broad a genre. There's arguments for Nas. There's arguments for Tupac. There's arguments for the Beastie Boys. You know, like it's again, music is too broad to say there is one main influence. There is one biggest influence. It's like saying again. It's like picking an objective best. I think picking an objective most influential is a ridiculous thing to try and do. It's reductive, it doesn't make any sense. There is no correct pick, because for every artist you point at, you can point at another, you know? Like hip-hop, you can point at a late 80s group, like, you know, you could point at Public Enemy, you could point at the Wu-Tang Clan, you could point at the Beastie Boys, you could point at an artist like Nas, an artist like Tupac, you can point at an artist like Eminem. There is just, it's too broad.
Nocturnally helpless, weak in the light, depending on a prayer. Pacing deserted roads to find a seed of.
Yeah, but there's lots of artists you can say that about. Like, this changed the game, this changed the game, this artist changed the game, this artist changed the game forever. Like, you can say that about a lot of rappers, a lot of rap groups, and a lot of solo rappers as well, you know? Yeah.
They are the trees, rotten hope inside, never will. Roots are
When was his first project? 93, Heat It Up. The original music. Okay. It's a soundtrack, that isn't... 96. Before 96? Yeah, Bowie could be up there as one of the most influential. Elvis Presley is up there as one of the most influential. Frank Sinatra's up there with one of the most influential. Same with the Beatles, same with... In terms of metal, you can say Sabbath. In terms of hip-hop, you can say Eminem. In terms of rock music, you could also say Nirvana. Again, picking your most influential is ridiculous and reductive. De La Soul? Sure, you could say De La Soul as well, yeah. The way they use sampling was big, it was massive. Beatles more than Bowie? I'd say Beatles and Bowie are on the same level. Because the Beatles did a lot for pop music, but Bowie, he also did a lot for pop music. Pop and rock music, pop rock. Bowie did a lot. In the same way like Michael Jackson did a lot for pop music. That's no. That's no. That is the most like hyperbolic, the most exaggerated thing. No. And that's entirely opinion-based. The Beatles have 100 good songs, but Bowie has 5 good songs. That's opinion-based. Yeah, Brian Eno. Every Beatles song is different. Come on. No. Hearing every Beatles album, there is they have a formula. Each individual songwriter has a formula. You cannot tell me that every Beatles song is different. Especially those like first handful of albums. I can't remember any of those songs. Even album to album. Like, they do start getting pretty similar. Sure, they develop and you can see a clear progression. But there is a clear formula and structure to the Beatles. You can even pick out a clear formula and structure to each of the individual songwriters, besides Ringo, because he fucking barely wrote anything. And I feel like that only gets heightened once you like hear their solo stuff and you start like picking up on things like, Paul does this, John does this, you know? See, now this is what I'm talking about. This, I want to see more of this. Yeah. And having heard everything from the Beatles multiple times now, you know, you pick up on a formula, you know? Doesn't mean they're bad. There are lots of bands that are that varied. I again would like to point out Radiohead. The bends to OK Computer, to Kid A, to In Rainbows, to A Moon-Shaped Pool. That is a hell of a progression. The same band that made a song like How Do You Play Guitar? Anyone Wants to Play Guitar? To like Burn the Witch or True Love Waits. That is a hell of a progression. Hell, even Bowie. Even Bowie. Take into account Ziggy Stardust, and then look at Black Star. Think about Heroes. Not Hero. What's the name of the album? It's This is bad that I can't remember the name. I always forget the name of this album. It's a really good album though. That's it, Low. You compare Low to Ziggy Stardust to Black Star. There are lots of artists who have had insane progressions and insane changes over their course. Some even greater than the Beatles, I would say. Oh no, I love the length of this song. 11.5 minutes. This song is a journey. The Beatles changed over 7 years? Yep, but also you have to take into account that back then they were sort of being forced to churn out shit, so their progression was essentially forced to be much faster than any other band. You know, they were... wasn't it like mandated by their fucking record label that they needed to churn shit out? They became studio beasts. Obviously, you're going to progress much faster in that amount of time. Let's take into account a modern band like King Gizzard, for example. Think about how different just their first 3 albums are. Their first album is like this garage rock, alternative, indie, weirdo thing. Then they do a country album, a country concept album. And then they do, what's the album with Head on Pill called? I've not re-listened to that album yet. Like, you can make the same argument for that band. The fact that they just do so many different styles. They are, like... You know... They are, like, really are ahead of so many other bands in how much they change. And there are even bands nowadays that will incorporate different genres onto a single album. You listen to, for example, a 21 Pilots album, you're getting a hip-hop song, a reggae song, a rock track. You're getting elements of even a little bit of jazz in there as well. You're getting pop songs. Again, just the argument of progression, I don't think it really makes sense. Moonshaped Pool is the second worst Radiohead album. Mods, can we permaban this guy? That's an L take. Yeah, Oasis are an influential band. I hate Oasis, but I'm not gonna sit here and say they aren't influential. You know? I think even the worst bands of all time can be influential. Imagine Dragons are influential, okay? And they suck. And they've influenced music that sucks. But they're an influential band. Undeniably an influential band. Anyway, that Opeth song is amazing. It is an absolutely gigantic statement that is grand, it's epic, it's dark, it's ambitious. What the hell is this? 100 Greatest Artists? This is again opinion based. Who do they have at number 1? It's going to be the Beatles at number 1. I'm just seeing who's at number... Like, come on. Pink Floyd at 50? Oh, Pink Floyd outside of the top 50. They have The Band above Pink Floyd, like... Ugh. Pink Floyd are easily top 5. I'd say Pink Floyd are like one of the most influential bands. Honestly, Pink Floyd are up there as well. Think about how much Pink Floyd fucking changed the game in terms of rock music. That's insane. How much of just an artistic flair was like shoved into rock music's throat, you know? Is the person who sent this in here? You don't know Little Richard? King Crimson. King Crimson, sure. King Crimson are very influential, but I wouldn't say they're up there with like a Floyd or a Beatles or anything like that. But yeah, King Crimson, definitely they're up there. Wait, is this not your song? Wait, did I skip your song? Rip Chivo's album? I played Chivo's album. Oh, it is? Okay. I think I've heard this. Yeah, this does feel very Zeppelin influence, yeah. You listen to Chivo's album, damn it. Yeah. I feel like good music can be found all over the world, even France. Doesn't sound that much like Zeppelin. I mean, it's not like completely ripping off, but there's definitely some influence here. I think it's mostly in like the vocals. They start at 4:30 in the morning for me, so I'm definitely not watching the Grammys. Not a chance in hell. Yeah, France also has Daft Punk. And Daft Punk. The end of 4:30? Oh, I thought they started at 4:30 AM for me. I see. Countries that you feel had a big impact on music? Well, that's tough, because obviously, you know, you have impacts on Western music, and there's Eastern music. The UK and the US they have the biggest impacts on Western music, but Eastern music is a different story. You know, you have the two complete opposite ends of the spectrum. Both can influence each other at times, you know. There's plenty of Eastern music that is now influenced by Western music, and Western music has always been influenced by Eastern music. But it's pretty tough to quantify that. Like, UK and USA are the two biggest, you know. The UK did, like, most of the heavy lifting for rock music, and then the USA has done most of pop music. And then France has done a lot for electronic music, you know. Africa, actually. That's a pretty good pull. I would say Africa, yeah, definitely. Then you also have, like, Brazilian music as well. You have... Man, there's just too much. There's too much. There's too much music to quantify a top 5. That's a matter of opinion. I would agree, but I feel like the US has, like, an equal amount of a lot of, like, the best bands. Oh, this one's Chivo. Well, this is gonna be, due to its length, the final request. But that does not mean that you should go anywhere, because... Wait, what the fuck? Oh, the stream got taken down? Wait, what? No, it didn't. Okay. On Spotify, not YouTube? Alright. So, basically, we're going to have the bonus bonus song after this. So that means you can all fight for who gets the bonus.
Alright, you know what time it is?
So we're going from like a minute in, was it? Say goodbye to the queue, and be prepared to put your bonus songs in. Everyone, so the way the bonus song works, you get one pick for the bonus song that we end the stream with. Put your one song that you would like to put as the bonus song in the chat now. Yes, under 7 minutes. Yeah, you can put a bonus song. Putting it multiple times doesn't give it a higher chance of being played. Because it just gets put on the wheel. second last song they did in this show. Let's put that up. Yeah. Yeah, again, the way they sort of combine songs. I'll go back around here. Yeah, I'll play that at the end. Then go. I'm not familiar with those stuff, I don't think. The heater right there. Might walk up to that one. Wow. It's appalling. Awkward call and response. The shouting came out of nowhere. I don't know how necessary the shouting was there. The shouting's a little bit awkward. I don't feel like the shouting really fits here. The bass kind of carrying in this bit. The guitar on the left is way out of time. Yeah, the bass is kind of carrying this bit. Bass line's going hard. Yeah. That's crazy. This feels like the climax, like the big finish. I don't know how they're gonna get another like 2 minutes out of this. Yeah. Bringing this section back feels, I don't know, feels a little out of place. Oh really? That's pretty cool. Damn, the delay between when that showed up in like the chat and when it showed up on Streamlabs is crazy. Okay, that was a good performance. Far from like the most impressive, it felt like there were certain bits that were out of place, like a lot of the random shouting just didn't feel like it made any sense. Bringing back the sort of build-up section at the end there also just felt like just a bit of a break in the action, a break in the pacing, and it didn't. It just didn't really feel like it fit where it was placed the second time. But for the most part, it's still, it's a King Gizzard performance. The energy is, energy's immaculate. The performances across the board are great. The band are giving it their all. And I think it sounds pretty good. In terms of score, I'd give it like a solid 7. Far from their best, but yeah, it's good. Alright, bonus song time. I'm gonna close my eyes, shuffle this a bunch, and then spin. Big Black. Okay. Big Black are a metal band, right? If I'm not mistaken. Oh no, post-punk bands. Industrial post-hardcore, okay. I'm going to be playing Ryan K's demo after this, and then that will be it for me. Oh, I'm tired. Can you chill for a bit? Oh, it's Steve Albini's band. Okay. The rest of the stream's been interesting. It's been interesting. We had a big debate. We had a big debate about is there a most influential band or artist of all time? I argue no, but lots of people in the chat disagreed, and there was lots of debate. No, I don't think there is a single most influential musical outfit.
Born in this town, live here my whole life, probably come to die in this town, live here my whole life, never anything to do in this town.
Who's the most influential?
Live here my whole life.
See, now that's what I'm talking about. See, now that is a good take. I don't think there is a single most influential genre or band, you know, or even artist. All of rock came from it. Rock and roll has to be. Yeah, but rock and roll also kind of branched itself off from jazz, you know? And then jazz links back into like classical music, you know? In terms of genres, it's all just a progression movement. It's all just a progression thing. You know, you go from classical, then you move into like jazz, and then jazz sort of branches off into blues, which branches off itself into rock, and then rock sort of spawns pop music. Pop and rock spawn metal and punk, you know. The Beatles covered all genres. Blues came before jazz, did it? I thought blues was sort of like a product of jazz. The Beatles had influences from every genre, but they had their jazz influences, they had their country influences at points, but you know, for the most part, they were a pop rock band. Oh, damn. There you go. Most influential genre is caveman music. What, just because both songs are heavy? Yeah, that shit was disgusting. Damn. That song felt gross to listen to. That was just so grimy. It was so raw. The song sounded shit, but in a good way. Because it just gave the impression of like just an angry ass band getting on stage and just destroying their instruments, and I love that. Those guitar tones were filthy. Okay, the vocals just felt so like there was so much pent up rage being pushed down to like the fucking pits of their soul. The length of that song, it's 6 minutes, goes by like that. Seriously, you were just fed so much all the way throughout that. That was amazing. I'm feeling a 9 on that. A solid 9. It's just no need. Just no need. Alright, we'll end it with the Rank demo. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Oh shit, hold on. Oh, okay, okay. Don't worry about it. Alright, ending it with the Ryan K demo. Let go. Audio's good here. Audio's good there. Cool. Linkin Park? I'm not doing the Ringo argument. Fuck off. I'm not doing the Ringo argument. I can't be bothered. Hey. What's to Canada? I can get behind this message. Oh. I'd say in that bit, maybe calm it down on the snares a little bit. It felt like that was meant to be a build-up moment. I'd say either cut back on the snares, or have the snares be a little bit quicker to make it feel like it's sort of building up to the switch up. See, that's cool. When you're like messing with the rhythm a little bit with them, that's nice. What is this? Saved by rock and roll. Alright. It's been a lot of beep beep boop boop music this stream. It's been a lot of electronic shit. It's nice. It's nice to get some more electronic leaning stuff. That was like a pretty densely packed for just like a demo song. I really like that. Lots of great synth sounds. I think that the sort of sounds that you picked for the electronic drums sounded fantastic. I like that you had multiple different ones going on. Some are just in there to add texture, and then you have the main one that's sort of just providing the main rhythm, sort of making the song feel like it's... It literally feels like a robot walking around, you know? It's very stagnant, it's very calculated, but also feels very clunky and uneven. King Gizzard do great electronic stuff too. Their electronic stuff is hit and miss for me. When it's good, it's really good, but when it's mid, it's pretty mid. I like the percussion. Yeah. Again, you had that thing going on the left channel. So let me try and find a bit where it is. Yeah, you can kind of hear it here in the left channel. I think it might just go all the way throughout. That was great. Adds a nice bit of texture in there and sort of adds a sort of counter rhythm to what the main... I don't want to say drum beat. The main drum programming, I don't know, is doing. The snare, yeah, there were a couple bits. I guess the big thing that stood out to me was there was a bit. Where is it? I forget where it was, but there was like a kind of build-up thing where it was snares playing like quarter notes. I would say either cut back on them or have there be more to make it feel more like a standard build-up, because as they were, they just felt a little... It just felt like it made that little moment there a little wonky. I think the bass line's nice as well, yeah. I'm assuming you mean like this sort of glitchy sound that you got going on here. How do I describe it? Like that wah 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 sound? Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, there's like a great blending of a bunch of different textures in here. And I think all of them complement each other really nicely. I really like that. I give that a high 7 to a low 8. That was really fun. Again, another big thing. I know you said it's a lot shorter. I'd say maybe like extend that a bit. Anything to change? I kind of like all of the sounds you got here. I'd say maybe if you were to make it a bit longer, just having some maybe a switch up moment or two where you sort of have maybe some different synth sounds, maybe a section without the drums that just sort of lets the synths and maybe some of the what the bass is doing. Some cowbell. I don't think cowbell would work in there. Yeah, as it is, for just like a 2-minute electronic sort of weird glitchy electronic thing. I don't know. You like it with the other guy's demo? They're not comparable. The other demo was like sort of doing a piano rock thing. This is working Boards of Canada. I don't think they're comparable. Yeah. I'd say I'd just like to see it a bit longer and maybe some different sections in there. But besides that, there's just that one bit where the snares did feel like they sort of intruded on the track a little bit. But besides that, gets a thumbs up all around. Second bonus time. Okay. Oh, I want to listen to Radiohead. I can't lie. I want to listen to Radiohead. Cowbell has to be timed perfect or it's cheese. Yeah. And cowbell wouldn't fit in there. Everything else is, you know, programmed, and having some cowbell in there, having an actual instrument, I feel like would fuck it up. One more song. I'm going to look through these and I'm going to see which one interests me most. Fuck the wheel. I'm deciding. This can be our bonus. I haven't listened to the new Black Country New Road. That can be our second bonus. I haven't heard the new Black Country New Road yet. How about that? Then no one can complain about not getting picked, because no one gets picked. That's good aim right there. Yeah, I haven't heard the new Black Country New Road. Fuck, no, absolutely not. My brother even hates that. When I went upstairs for one of my breaks, my mum told me that my brother was quite upset. And he was thrown into a fit of rage because he hates the cover so much. You're complaining? Loser. You're not in control around here. Scamming viewers. Listen, these are all... That genuinely jumped me, that made me jump. He's not a metal guy. Rest in peace, Q. Can I bring it back? I can.
I wanna be
Oh.
anywhere other than this. I wanna see my best friend waving at me.
Yeah, this song is very 60s.
Living with you, seeing it through. Do you wanna play forever? How long can I play a song I made? Yeah, it's a song. I'm gonna read something that's good, but I listen to you.
Ooh. Female. Exactly. Ruined the band. Just like Linkin Park.
Get me out. You make me laugh, babe. Yeah, I know what's expected of me. Besties night and day. Remember when I said you shouldn't treat you that way? And are you sure? I know I want something more.
Everything's on the spot.
And what about you? In
they got a new album coming out soon. April. It's exciting. I can't wait.
And she's probably right. She's probably right.
This is a must hear. Oh, you guys can't see it. Gorillas, Geese. Oh, produce Geese? And Depeche Mode. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, 80 plus with enough reviews as well. It has to be, I think, 10 user reviews. Sorry, 10 critic reviews or 500 user reviews. Yeah, 10 critic or 500 user reviews. Geese are nothing like Swans, and catch-up stream is probably going to be on Saturday. Like the Saturday coming up. I'm not going to be streaming this Friday. For reasons. But, yeah, I'll do it on Saturday. I need to figure out what I'm going to listen to that stream. No, it's going to be... Still going to be doing 3 streams some weeks, but I'm going to be cutting it down to a mix of 3 streams and 2 streams a week. In terms of these streams, they're still going to be like recording streams and stuff, doing catch-up stream next Saturday. I'm not too sure, Chivo. I would... maybe Tuesday? Tomorrow... Oh, I can't be bothered with editing, but tomorrow I'm going to edit the Fear of Music reaction. Then I could do Tuesday. Yeah. Tuesday seems like it would work. Possibly. What about Simon and Garfunkel? That reaction kind of stunk though. It wasn't very interesting. Maybe it'll get turned into a video someday. Maybe. I don't know, I rewatched a bit of it and I was just like, yeah. It just wasn't the most interesting. Vampire Diaries? You Vampire Weekend. I don't know if that's going to be a video. I have no idea. It's possible. But is it plausible? Is the question. I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. There's so much stuff I like in terms of these streams that could be turned into videos. I have not. I have only heard Bridge Over Troubled Water. Unknown Mortal Orchestra? I'm not familiar. I'm getting sidetracked. Great comeback single. New singer fits in really well. I like that they have brought in this producer. He's worked on a bunch of really cool shit that I've liked. And I think that he is bringing his incredible production chops to this. He's able to capture the 60s aesthetic really well while still feeling just as modern and fresh as you'd want it to. It does feel like a nice, you know, throwback to a lot of 60s stuff. And I appreciate that. You know, because it feels like it's a switch up, but it doesn't feel like it's too far removed from their style. It still very much feels Black Country New Road, just obviously with a new vocalist. But I think my only problem with this is I wish this song was longer. This song feels like it could lend itself to like a 5-minute runtime, and I feel like that would have been really, really sweet. But, you know, for the 3.5 minutes we do get of this song, I can't complain. It's a solid 2 high 8 for me. Excited for the new album, as I'm sure it will be incredible like their previous two. New Viagra Boys single? I don't care about Viagra Boys. No, I'm afraid the Laz is not on the schedule. It's not on the schedule. I have no clue who that band is. And listen, the schedule's already pretty tight. It's pretty packed. So I'm afraid. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hold on. Hold off on that one. The new album. It's get it because it's like Viagra Boys, but it's like the A. It's put there instead. Wow. New single. Oh, Man Made of Meat. I've heard this, haven't I? I've heard this. I'm pretty sure. Oh, you requested it, but it didn't get landed on? I won't listen to it right. I'll get to it at some point. I need to catch up on the Viagra Boys discography. The reason I say I don't give a shit about them is because I haven't heard any of that stuff. Yeah, people love Cave World. Cave World was in like Fantano's top albums of that year. Yeah, gave it a 9. Do I have an album queue? In terms of like videos I'm making, yeah, but in terms of these streams, no, it's just like if someone sends in an album that stream, it gets played that stream. Either that or I just refund the request. I can rate the single on album of the year in a sec. There you go, look at this. This is the Weezer schedule. So we've got Blue Album, Spirit of Eden, Pinkerton, Inner Visions, Green Album, Chocolate Starfish, Maladroit, The Fragile, Make Believe, Follow the Leader, Red Album, Music for the Masses, Ratitude, Rush of Blood to the Head, Hurley, Parachutes, Everything Will Be Alright in the End. A Genesis album, I'm not sure just yet which one. White Album, Random Access Memories, Pacific Daydream, The Wall, TL Album, Axis Bold as Love, Black Album, Disintegration, OK Human, Twin Fantasy, Van Weezer, and then a Talking Heads album, TBD. That's the schedule right now, as well as having Fear of Music and Food before and after the final Zeppelin album. And then we'll just be diving straight into Weezer. But yeah, that is gonna be it for me. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not giving you guys any more music, I'm afraid. You're gonna have to go out and listen to it yourselves. Okay? That is it for me. Yes, I will watch that OBS video. Thank you for reminding me. Firstly, massive thank you to both Ivani Stefani for the song that you sent in earlier and DHD Bling for sending in the XTC album. I really greatly appreciate it. The best songs of today's stream. We had a good few. No One Will Ever Love You by the Magnetic Fields. L'Empira by Chime. I still don't know how to say that. Is It a Crime by Sade. Ahead of Ourselves by 9 Inch Nails. On GP by Death Grips. Guy's Eyes by Animal Collective. These songs off of this Kraftwerk album. And the Addled Abstraction of Being by Psychedelic Porn Crumpets. These songs off of this XTC album. Reverie / Harlequin Forest by Opeth, Kerosene by Big Black, and Besties by Black Country New Road. Those are the best songs of today's stream. Thank you all so much for being here. Rodamar, Chivo, DHD Bling, Ryan K, Tommy Kernow, everyone who has been here this stream, Fuss, Isaac as well. Thank you all so much for being here. Yeah, going to be back on Wednesday with another one of these. Tomorrow is going to be the Fear of Music video. Tuesday, possibly filming All Things Must Pass. I'm not sure just yet. But yeah, that's it for me. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.